Hello Aquariuses, are you ready to rock? You've come to the right place because this is Vickie, the Rock and Roll Prophetess, and we're going to do your November 2019 Psychic Tarot reading. I also do some astrology if you're interested in that. We are going to use the Rock and Roll Tarot deck for the main portion of the reading. Then we're going to follow it up with a card from the Beast Mistress Animal Oracle cards. Both of these are my own design and available. You can find the information on the website. If you're a Patreon level 2 subscriber, there'll be an additional card pulled from the Chrysalis Tarot, which is a tarot deck, but it is very different. It's not your traditional tarot. It's more, I would say it's more of an oracle deck, really. You know, that's the way I view it. What am I saying? Okay, so this is the reading for Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Rising, and Aquarius Moon, and we are looking at November of 2019. By the way, I do shuffle the cards off camera. I just do my loose shuffle on camera just to save time, and I just don't see the point of having the camera rolling while I'm just shuffling endlessly. So some people comment or write me, and why don't you shuffle the cards enough? Believe me, the cards do get shuffled. I just don't see the point of doing it on camera. This is the way I do it. Okay, let me move these out of the way. And here's our reading. You have the Page of Swords as the first card out. Now normally I don't regard the pages as people. They're more the messengers. You know, all the young dudes carry the news, I always say. But you know, this is your element. This is you. This could be you as a younger person. This could be you as a child. But I really feel like it's more news is coming. Now it's usually news is coming in the time of air, and we're not going to be in air in November at all. But if you're still watching this in the beginning of October, it might be, well, you know, maybe news came in October, news came in Libra time, about a decision that's been made. Some decision has been made, you're going to get the news. And the Empress is showing up here, so it does seem like the news is that of happy matter, of being blessed. I'm hearing blessed and abundance. The Empress is also a pregnancy card. So if anybody's trying to get pregnant or is pregnant, it could be referring to that. It also could be referring to somebody who has a health problem, or your mother. Or most of the time, if the Empress is talking about health, it's usually going to relate to women's health issues. You know, so it might be some kind of a women's health issue, but you might hear that it went well. You know, went well. So for somebody, they're going to say, we don't have to do the surgery. You're okay. Somebody's going to get that news. I'm picking that up really strong. The decision is by like the surgeon or somebody. It's like, we don't have to do the surgery. It's going to be okay, or we can just do a minor procedure or something else. So that looks good. And when strength shows up in the same vicinity as the Empress also, the strength card is, you know, you're strong. You're strong, you're healthy, you're doing good. Strength is also a card of patience too. So it's telling you to hang in there and be patient. I'm hearing better days are coming. I'm going to write that. Better days are coming. You got to stop looking at our coming. Let me finish writing that. Stop looking at the past. There's a couple things here about looking at the past. Looking at the spilled cups. This is about not being able to recapture the past, and you have some issues about it. It brings you sadness. So it's time to start looking forward to the future and stop looking at the past. And that's very unusual for Aquarius to be looking at the past, because you guys are all about looking forward. Another thing is Mercury's retrograde for a lot of the month until like the 20th. So that sometimes brings up a bunch of stuff from the past. For some of you, you might run into somebody. You might run into an old flame or somebody from the past here, and it might, you know, it might bring up some stuff. But it's okay. You know, purge. You're going to purge through it. You're going to get through it, and it's going to be okay. There's definitely some news also coming about money, and it could be in the time of Earth. So that would be, we're not going to be in Earth, but we are going to have a full moon, November 12th. There'll be a full moon in the sign of Taurus. So November 12th, full moon, that could be something key for many Aquarians. This whole thing is still about looking, this could be not listening to wise advice, but look at even how these two look at these two cards together. I mean, they have a very similar, when these two come together, it's like you're looking at the past, or you don't want to see the truth is what I'm hearing. You don't want to see, some of you don't want to see the truth or hear the truth. about, it feels like for a lot of you it might be some old relationship. But with the Empress in the spread and everything, this is new life is blooming. This is new love is blooming. This is new things are coming forth. So that should be the focus of your attention, not what's bygone or what's past or what didn't work out. Because this whole row and this card is kind of about, oh, I'm so bummed out, I ran into somebody. And for somebody out there, you ran into somebody and they've got kids now, and you're like, oh, I saw them with their kids and I'm so depressed, and like that. And so that's something that we need to work on in this month. During the Mercury retrograde, which we are having during this time, sometimes it is a good time to go over, think about past relationships, clear that out, clear it out, come to terms with it, get your head around it, get your head wrapped around it so you can move on. There's definitely something very favorable with money or creativity, so that would be probably a good place to focus our attention during this time. Building something for the future. The next generation, I'm hearing. Next generation, next generation. Okay, let me go ahead and get over here, and before I do the animal totem, I just want to talk about real quick, a quick announcement about my year ahead reading. This is going to be, this is such a powerful year coming up. I offer these every year, and it's always my most popular specialized reading by far. It'll be available for a limited time, but this is such a powerful year. We're moving into 2020. It's a new decade, but also it adds up to a 22. The eclipses are changing things around. There's so much to look at, and each one is a quarter of the year, and then I look at your chart with some astrology. So it's an all-around good reading, and people always love it. I always do well with it. So if you're interested in finding out about that, you can check my website, and I also have books and t-shirts and decks and other readings available. So do check it out if you're interested, and let's go on and get our animal totem card for Aquarius peeps. Aquarius, Sun, Rising, and Moon. What is the animal totem card for our Aquarius? Sun, Rising, Moon. Okay, I want to get this. It's grasshopper, but I want to jump back to the main spread because I noticed this while I was shuffling real quick. We've got the Three of Swords down in this corner. We've got the Three of Empress up in the other corner, in the corners. And I felt like what I was hearing was something, the old saying about the four corners of the earth. So you've searched the four corners of the earth, but there's only three or something. There's something about there's a missing piece to the puzzle. Because there's the four corners of the earth, but we've got the threes there instead of there's some kind of weird connection there for somebody out there. So I think you got to keep searching. Yeah, that's it. Keep searching. Anyways, your animal totem card came up as the grasshopper. Grasshopper, it has its meanings, and it means leaping forward mostly, making a big leap forward, which you could totally do. But also, I always think of the old TV show, The Kung Fu, and the master called the apprentice, he called him Grasshopper. So it's like listening to wise advice, too. Don't disregard wise advice. That's what this could mean as well. Now let's read what I wrote initially. Health blessings. So a couple times we showed up with the health here. Fertility. There we go again. Fertility, the gift of song. Inspired creation, reveal your true spirit. Reincarnation, discovering your soul path, advancing by leaps and bounds. Yeah. Well, the health thing, that's going to be something that somebody is really worried about at this time. So I hope that I can help you out to let you know that it looks like things are going to get better. But of course, I'm not a medical professional, so do consult, with your doctors and whatnot. But there could be some big change with somebody's health, a big turnaround, or somebody's mother or somebody's grandmother would also be like really strong here too. Yeah, so it looks very favorable. Grasshopper is also leaping forward in the future. You never see a grasshopper hopping backwards. You never see a grasshopper walking backwards. They're always making big leaps into the future, leaping forward. If you've got your head in the clouds or you're looking back at the past, you might some of you are going to run into an ex around this time with that Mercury retrograde. And I feel like for some of you it's going to be, oh, I saw him and he was with his kids, so he's married, he's got kids now, and maybe he didn't want to have kids with you or whatever, whatever it is, don't dwell on it. Because this is all coming around, the good stuff is still ahead. You know, you've got good things ahead here, so look forward to that. Alright, so thank you everybody. Now if you're level 2 Patreon person, there's going to be another deck card pulled from this deck. The way I do it, instead of having to pay for each reading, you know, for each bonus card, you just do the Patreon thing, and then you can watch all 12 of them. So you can watch your sun, rising, and moon. And it's really, you know, it's a little bit savings on your part if you like to watch the bonus cards. So do check it out. Don't forget about the year ahead reading, decks, books, everything I have on my site. I appreciate your patronage oh so much. Remember, you are love and beauty incarnate. Have a great month of November, and I'll speak to you soon.